Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. It is a beautiful day in Miami, Florida. I'm telling you right now, I'm in a Miami mood. If you don't know, it's Memorial Weekend. Shout out to all of you watching live. Shout out to Team Replay. I have a wonderful guest here who is going to bridge a very unique topic today. He is a YouTuber who talks about luxury watch brands, and he's going to tell us how luxury watch brands connect to finding a mate. Y'all wasn't ready. I wasn't either. When he proposed the topic, he said to me, there are a lot of things many of us, me included, don't know about luxury watches. Now, guys I've dated have been into watches. My brother is really into watches, but I'll be honest, I don't know much about luxury watch brands. Like, I will see one, the only one you know off the top of your head, Rolex, what's up? That's the only one I really know, right? But there are so many great high-end watches, and what is interesting to me to know more about is how many people are using them as investment pieces. That's right. A lot of y'all want to do crypto. A lot of y'all want to do all kinds of digital currency. But another way to invest money is in luxury watch brands. So I'm going to be learning a lot right alongside you. NeedsWatches is his name. You can check out his YouTube channel. It's in the description. I invite you to go subscribe to his page, and I want to welcome everyone before I bring him up. You know what to do. This is a Suzette Speaks show, and what we do here is have interesting conversations. I love talking about everything from social justice, legal topics, current events, to relationships and watches as well. And I just like to have, uplifting and encouraging and enlightening discourse. That's what we're about over here. I'm a TV host and attorney out of Miami, Florida. I'm telling you, I'm in a Miami mood today. We starting off the Memorial Weekend, right? If y'all want to go over to my Instagram, I'll tell on myself because I really started off with, a little lounge and hang out with the ladies, and it was so much fun. And we got a budget. We already told you guys that now. We have to budget because this is, an inflationary time. We already had a wonderful show just Tuesday. Go back and watch it with Pocket Watching with JT, talking about what to do for a coming recession. So we're not going super hard, but still getting out there. It's good to be outside. It's good to be alive. So if you feel me, drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. But most importantly, come in and hit the like button. Again, I'm so excited to talk to this gentleman. Again, this will be our first conversation. You're witnessing it. And I'm going to ask him a lot of questions. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat as well, because I don't know much about luxury watch brands. But he's saying, ladies, we missing a lot of opportunities because we can't tell what's on a man's wrist. Are you hearing me? So we're schooling you today. And for gentlemen who may not already be in the watch game, this is a show for you. You got to check out his channel. He is talking luxury watches. We'd always talk about the Gucci and the Fendi and the Lucci, all of that, Gucci, Lucci, whatever. But today we're getting into luxury watch brands, which again, many folks are not yet into. So I hope you'll find this interesting. I hope you will enjoy the convo. I might drop the link just a little bit later. Also, please note, I have a Patreon. If you guys like the discussion, hey, come over and see exclusive content. Today we're going live at 3, Patreon only, where I have one-on-one and small group conversations with folks who support my content. So thank you so much. All my Patreon members, I'll see you at 3 o'clock. Don't forget, Suzette Speaks show goes live on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, welcome. Jamaicans.com. Big up yourself. Everybody watching on my sister simulcast today. Big up yourself. Thank you guys for coming through on this beautiful Saturday. Or if you're watching a replay, hit the like button. But every Saturday, 12 noon, we're over on Jamaicans.com as well as the Suzette Speaks Facebook page. But again, if you want more, go over to YouTube and subscribe on my YouTube channel. We're live most Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays. And next Tuesday, oh my gosh, we're going to have Tobias the Traveler talking about how to become a high value man. But y'all don't want it though. How to become a high value man, his reflections on Kevin Samuels. Oh yes, we talk a lot about what it means to be high value. But how does one become a high value man? Tobias the Traveler, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Suzette Speaks show on YouTube. Thursday, we have how to find true love. We're giving it to you. Y'all say y'all wanted relationships. We're giving it to you. Frank Gooden has come up with an actual test. He's going to take it on the channel to show us what we should be asking to find a long-term partner or a marriage right? He said he came up and developed his own system. He gonna test it on my show. I say, Frank, how you gonna do that? But it's gonna be here exclusive, and you gotta hit subscribe and the notification bell to find out what we got going on. So we're gonna be cooking next week. But today, my special guest, NeedsWatches, is going to enlighten us in terms of what luxury brands of watches are out there, first and foremost. Why is it important to get a good watch? I don't think these watches, don't be mad, I don't think I've owned a good watch. I can't even tell you in how long. I don't even want to tell you the brand that I call good. But in the meantime, so I can bring him up, hit the like button, show some love. SuzetteSpeaks doing work on this beautiful Miami Saturday Memorial weekend. So many events going on, trying to take our money out. We're not going to let them take the money, but we are going to hang out, have a good time outside. But hit the like button. I'm going to take you guys behind the scenes on my Patreon a little bit later. But yes, our topic today, luxury watch brands and mate selection. How do the two connect? Are y'all ready? This is the SuzetteSpeaks show. Hit the like button, y'all, so I can bring my guest up. Again, my guest today is YouTuber NeedsWatches, and you guys need to go check him out on his channel. But let me see who's in the chat real quick on this beautiful day. Okay, hey, Chokomoto33. Okay, I wear a watch every day. I love my watch. Listen, some people are really into watches. I'm late to the game, so forgive me if I sound maybe a little bit ignorant to this topic today. It's not because I'm trying, it's because I really don't know a lot about watches. RM on deck. Thank you so much. My moderators are already in the chat. Good to see you, Ebony X. Good morning, sis. How are you, Miss AKA Lady? Good to see you. Happy Saturday. Seek Amethyst. Great to see you. Peace be unto you too, sister. Sunbreeze, you know, Wagwan. We represent on Jamaicans.com today, as well as on the SuzetteSpeaks show page on YouTube. Hey, Ace, nice to see you. Titanium, nice to see you. Abigail, oh my gosh, how are you, girl? Good to see you. Hope all is well. She had a wonderful show with me. Y'all check out Abigail Cousins. She also has written a couple books. Love to see you this Saturday morning, sis. Glad you are here. My opinions will be definitely offend you. Luxury watches are whack. Uh-oh. Shots fired. Uh-oh. Already? This is early on a Saturday, guys. We don't have time for this. RM says, I bought a $300 plus Michael Kors for a bow, okay, years ago. And it turned out to be a no. It turned out to be trash. She said, okay, Michael Kors, I don't know if it qualifies for luxury brand, but okay, NeedsWatch is going to clarify all that. Hey, Veggie, good to see you. Hey, Winston from England. Nice to see you. Welcome. And NeedsWatches, I hear, has a big international following as well. So I guess y'all might be coming over to check him out. Salute, Wally. Nice to see you. Yes. Let me see. Based on my last show, JT didn't realize many professionals and high earning subscribers are here. Okay, I will email you. Okay, check my email. Okay, X gonna let me know what we can do better. Thank you, sis. Shakira, love from Costa Rica. Big up yourself, Costa Rica. All my Costa Rican side of my family, great granddads, uncles. Thank you. Shout out to the Costa Ricans with Afro-Antillean heritage. Big up all the Costa Ricans. Thank you so much for watching. Good to see you. Joe Silva in the building. Afternoon, saying hi. Welcome. Hit the like button. You guys know what to do. One of my best favorite places to visit is Costa Rica. Oh my God, I love Costa Rica. So beautiful people, so wonderful there. And I feel like we share that common heritage, especially my African descendants there. Oh my God, I can't even get deep there, but I'm happy to see you. Big up Costa Rica. All right, are y'all ready for my guest? He got about an hour or so we got to get started. So hit the like button, y'all. NeedsWatches is in the building. We're gonna welcome him now. So for the very first time for me even talking to him, I'm excited. Please welcome to the SuzetteSpeaks show, none other than NeedsWatches. How are you?
Good. How's everyone this happy Saturday morning? It is Memorial Day weekend.
Sophisticated. Okay.
Just a little bit. I had to, I know how it is on your platforms, Suzette. I'll watch.
I'm a little post go out last night. I'm a mixture today. I'm feeling good. Yo, we just living life and happy to be alive. Happy to have you here, brother.
Thank you.
I'm excited because I don't know much about this topic. So when there's a topic I really am not familiar with, I feel a little nervous. So I'm going to rely on you to kind of guide the conversation today. But before we get started, please introduce yourself and again, welcome.
Thank you. So I am NeedsWatches, and my channel is where you come when you need a watch. We talk about everything from the current watch market and the state of all the craziness that's happening right now to the best value for money when it comes to watch brands, especially luxury watch brands. There's a lot out there, and this hobby is one of those things that takes a lot of upfront knowledge in order for you to navigate this successfully. So when you're spending your first, $4,000, $3,000 on a watch, you really want to make sure it's not only something that you really want, but something that's going to hold value, or in some cases increase in value, should you decide to either pass it on to your kids or sell it if for some reason you need to. So we kind of talk about all that and more. I also do a live stream every Sunday to just kind of chop it up with my subscribers. And that's the channel. It's actually been rolling pretty well, so I'm happy about it. For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
thank you. They saying yes. Everyone comes up to my show a little bit dressed up. Thank you. Man. That's a compliment. Yes,
absolutely.
Thank you, my
absolutely.
brother. Salute to all the brothers out there that know how to clean it up. Love it.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So I am intrigued by this idea of investing in luxury brands. But before we get into it, how did you become such a watch enthusiast?
Right. So I think I started really collecting watches around like 2017, 2018. My dad had just worn like Casios and Timexes, and shout out to
not
him.
The Casio. I remember them.
yeah. And with Amazon, you can pretty much buy anything on Amazon. I was like, I need a watch for work, so I bought a G-Shock, and it was nice. But then I had a formal event to go to, and I looked down at my wrist, and I'm like, I can't wear this G-Shock in a suit. It looks crazy. I mean, granted, in 2022, you can kind of do whatever you want, but I said, well, I need a dress watch, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking online. I find a company called Orient, which this is before I knew anything about like what brands own what, which brands are in groups together. And I bought what's called an Orient Bambino. It's a dress watch. It's very nice. About $250 to $300. It was actually too small for my wrist. I didn't realize that. So I wore it and I got compliments on it, but I looked at my wrist and I was like, man, something's not right. Do they make bigger watches than this? So I just kind of started getting in this rabbit hole of case sizes, and I found Seiko. I bought one of them. I found Glycine, and I kept going and going until I think the watch I bought the first time, when I literally said, oh, there's a difference between luxury watches and we'll say regular watches. I bought an Oris, which is another Swiss brand. Okay. And just holding that watch in my hand with even the Seiko that I had, it was like night and day. I said, oh, that's why this costs more.
Okay, shout out to everyone who knows about Seikos and Casios and Timexes. I think I remember my first gift from my mom, maybe like age 16 and stuff. I remember getting like an Anne Klein watch and thinking that was like the best thing ever. I thought it was so sophisticated, and I got like a real watch. And I remember also, I can't remember the brand. I got one for a graduation gift as well. And I just remember thinking, I'm a lady now. I have a watch. I just thought, I didn't think of it as a day wear type of deal. Y'all come in and hit the like button. We're talking luxury watch brands with YouTuber NeedsWatches. So I remember it being like a big deal, and it had like an opal-y, the opal kind of iridescent face. And I thought that was the most beautiful thing. And I don't even remember wearing it a lot. I remember thinking it was for special occasions, not like day wear. And I just remember thinking, I don't even know where that watch went. But I find that even with, having the cell phones that we have, I don't think I'm like thinking to myself, when is the last time I really put on a watch? And I can't really remember. I don't know if I'm that type of person. Put a note in the chat, put a comment if you are a watch person, if you wear a watch daily, if you don't really wear watches, or if you are really like into them. So you kind of like slowly kind of got into this watch game. And what made you decide to expand to a YouTube channel?
A couple things, actually. One, I realized that this space was very underserved for people of color. So if you go type in, top 10 watches under $1,000, well, you actually will find one of my videos, so go check that out. But if you were to do that before I came on the scene, you would not find anyone that looked like me. And I said, oh, well, there's kind of a gap there. And it was also something I like talking about, because once I started digging deeper and made the trips out to authorized dealers and watch stores, it's a really tight-knit community. Across the US, like I said, I have like subscribers in Holland and South Africa. I mean, for whatever reason, watches are kind of a thing, especially like for men. It's kind of like statement pieces for us. It's something that you can wear outside of your normal everyday, whatever you're wearing casually or wearing a suit or you're going to the office. But that watch kind of tells people a little bit about your personality.
Wow. So let me see what the chat has to say when it comes to the watch game. Am I the only one? Am I left out in the cold, y'all? Watches, shoes. Let's see what people got going on in terms of the chat. Come on in, hit the like button. G-Shock. That was like a big brand.
You can get this real quick. You can get
my opinions be definitely offend says G-Shock has some high. I remember that was like a big thing. Especially even in Jamaican culture, they sing about a G-Shock watch, timeless, like it's very big. Wow. Did you see a $9 million smash and grab of a watch store in Cali? I believe it. I know it's out there. Let me see. Diana, nice to see you from Canada, if I remember. I am not a watch wearer. Have a long, how do you say this?
Longines.
Thank you. Help me.
I got you. I'm here for you.
Longines cost about 2,000 spouse spot for me. And a Bulova. I remember Bulova. I think that was a brand. Bulova, is that still a big brand?
It's not big, but it's still respected.
Okay, I think that's the one I got for graduation. It was a huge deal for my mom to buy me that. My great-grandmother died and left for me. Wow, it is about 60 years old. Solid gold. But I do not like it. I have to wind it. Oh, it's an old school. Nice. Look at the pocket. Watch it with JT. How you doing, sir? Thank you for this love on the super chat. No comment, just love. He did a fantastic show, guys. Just this past Tuesday on 4 ways we can get ready for what he thinks is the coming recession. So if you want to watch your pocket, not only put a watch in it, but watch your pocket as well. Go check out Pocket Watching with JT. Thank you for the love, my brother. Really, really appreciate you so much on this beautiful Saturday, giving so generously to this stream. Appreciate your support in all ways. Thank you very much, Pocket Watching with JT. Please, RM, drop his channel in the chat. So I wonder if Pocket Watching has Pocket Watches. Tam says, thanks again, sir. Watches, shoes, suits, cufflinks, very important. Here we go. Timex, Seiko, Casio. Yes, I remember those. Those are very popular in the United States. And I was going to ask you if there are cultural differences from Europe and places in Europe to what we got going on as far as watch aficionados. But I guess maybe if you're aficionado, you're aficionado. I'll ask you if there are differences there. Yes. Let me see. Who needs watches? Who also rocks watches? Yes, agrees as Ace Butterfly. Watches are an extension of your personality. Interesting. And check out the MTG series from G-Shock. Okay, dope and classy. I'd like to. I'm getting back into this, guys. I'm not gonna even pretend with y'all. I'm not in TT. Oh, nice to see you. I'm not into luxury watches, but respect them. Okay, cool. I'm going to reward myself with a nice watch. Ooh, says Mona D. How are you? Good morning, sis. Myself with a nice watch after I pass. Oh, my professional exam. Good for you. Nice to see everyone. Hit the like button as you come in. Hey, Kaylin. Nice to see you. Glad you were here. So we're talking luxury watch brands today and mate selection. We're going to throw relationships in there. You know, we're going to put a twist on it. But I'm kind of interested in, so for us beginners, I guess, is it different from men or women, which you would recommend?
Not. Okay, yeah, it is.
All right, so for those of us, treat me as a novice, which I am. Sure. Where would I begin if I were going to start to look at luxury watches?
I would say, obviously it depends on your budget, right? But I think the safest places to look when you're first starting is actually what one of your subscribers mentioned. Longines is a very good watch brand. In fact, I would say most enthusiasts right now would rate them #1 with value for money. Because you get their watches. I'm actually wearing one right now.
Longines, okay.
Longines, yeah.
Can you tell us where it's made? Is it French?
It's actually Swiss.
But do the Swiss have the watch game on lock?
Yes.
Okay.
They kind of do. There's Swiss, there's Japanese, which is really big, and then German are kind of like your big three.
Okay.
Right now, there's some independent houses as well, but Swiss is like Swiss watch. You almost can't go wrong. They are the watchmakers of watchmakers, I would basically say. But the reason I would say start with Longines is a lot of their pieces punch way above their weight in like what you're actually getting inside the watch. And though I would argue that maybe men and women don't exactly value the exact same thing as far as like what's inside the watch, stuff like, you know, you can see some really technical stuff like power reserve and, you know, how the waterproof or, you know, how much you can, how deep you can dive with a watch. But a lot of people honestly are just looking at how they look, right? So Longines, you can get, I mean, for like, especially the women's side, you can get between like 800 and 2,000, some very, very nice watches. I mean, just exquisite. And the thing that kind of ties us into what we were talking about with the relationship part is men who are into watches will see that watch on your wrist and instantly think of you, I don't want to say higher, but
high value.
Well, all right, you can use that, sure. They'll look at that and go, huh, that's interesting.
She knows something.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, there are kind of a lot of watch brands for ladies. Like, you guys can get away with not spending as much as we do because women's watches traditionally are smaller than men's watches, so they cost less.
So you're saying if a guy spies a nice watch on you, there are different assumptions that go with that. Interesting.
Yeah, I would say the grandmother of all women's watches right now is Cartier. Easy. Cartier. And everyone knows that as kind of a jewelry brand.
Yes.
But for women's watches, I mean, that's kind of like the mecca right now.
Tam says it. I was looking at Cartier. I had to order. It was $7,000. Okay, big sis. The last I checked, it was 6 months to 1 year on Rolex. Wow.
Yeah, we can talk about that part too.
Wow. Hey, Talk with Tori. Nice to see you. Glad you are stopping through. Y'all hit the like button as you come in. Let me see. Tam says Sam know about her watch game. Women's watches just don't have the same value over time. Is that true?
It is true for the most part. Yep. So
it is Patek. I know I've seen this. This name. Say the second one for me.
Patek Philippe.
Philippe. Okay, Patek Philippe. I'm saying right.
I'm maybe saying that's slightly wrong because it's not an American.
Okay, I don't want to sound like crazy. You're gonna be making fun of me.
Most people will just say Patek and keep it moving. So
you know what it is. Okay, cool. Thank you, Dahana. Patek watches can run up to 12,000 right now, up to 2 million.
Yep.
Wow. When I was told this, I cracked up laughing. But what do I know? So to explain this,
sure.
High end.
Yeah,
I mean,
market. You got like you've heard of Richard Mille?
No.
Or Audemars Piguet, AP.
Y'all, please stop. Let me take my face off here.
It's fine. I got you.
No, don't ask me some questions like that because I don't know those people.
So like the high end of high end, like FP Journe, Alanga and Son or Sonne, there's like these high end German and Swiss watch breakers and watch brands whose watches are very exclusive. Like one of your subscribers said, 6 months to a year on Rolex. AP and Patek are like 2 to 3 years if you want one. And by the way, you better buy it if you say you want one because you'll never get a chance to buy one again. Like they'll put you on a list and go, yeah, don't sell that to them. Wow. It's that serious. It's crazy. It's kind of like, I mean, I guess for ladies, the handbags has become a thing, you know, in the past.
Yeah, I read a purse.
Right.
Does that make me low value? I don't know. But I mean, I understand purses way more than I understand watches at this point. But thank you, NeedsWatches, for schooling us today. But interesting. So I want to get to the investment side of it because the resale market, etc., I'm interested in. I think that's very important. And I think as a tool for, you know, combating anything like inflation and other things coming, and being able to have like a cash reserve, if you will, if you needed it. I'm interested in those type of abilities when it comes to watches. But if you're enjoying watching, please hit the like button. I'm here with guest YouTuber NeedsWatches. He has his own channel talking about all kinds watches, Swiss, what do you say, German, what's the other one? Japanese? Japanese, Swiss, German. If you need to up your watch game, yours truly included, go check him out. Check out his channel. We're talking about relationships and luxury brands today. And he's getting us familiar with some of these names that I'm like, oh my gosh, embarrassed. Don't really know because I've never really been a watch person besides the Boulevard and a couple of these other ones, G-Shock, yes, and a couple of these other ones. I am not as schooled. So $2 million. So you're saying even if you got on a list and then all of a sudden change your mind, they will block you from buying in the future. It's that serious of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
So how expensive is too expensive? Because I'm like, I guess it's relative to your pocket, of course. If you can buy $2 million, you're not worried about the cost of the watch.
Right. And
but I see some pushback. A couple people are like, $12,000 for a watch. Are you kidding? Like, why would you do that? So I guess to ask, why would you do that? I mean, I see Tam saying a watch is a good conversation starter. Okay. Maybe this is a stupid, not a stupid question, but why do watches increase in value? That's what I want to know too. All right. Definitely, as Humphrey says, I definitely have to wear a watch with a bodycon outfit. Okay. I feel naked without. Okay. These names I'm not familiar with. We just said Patek or Patel. Or is it the same? Patek is probably what he meant.
He meant Patek. And then
say the other ones.
Yeah, Vacheron Constantin, Audemars Piguet. They're high. Yeah, that's what he. Yeah.
So these are the ones you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I rather buy property and stocks compared to these. Okay, so talk about that as the investment side of it.
So I would sort of agree on the property thing, but the nice part about watches is you don't have to do a credit check. So there's that part of it.
And there's no property maintenance.
There's no property maintenance. And honestly, the funny thing is, when it comes to collectors, having that watch in its original condition, like never been serviced, is actually worth more. So really just buy it and wear it. Like the game right now is to be able to get it from the REITs or from an authorized dealer. So there's two ways you can buy a luxury watch. You can go to the company themselves or their authorized dealer, or you can buy it off of gray market. Gray market is where these insane prices are. So imagine I buy an $8,000 Rolex from an authorized dealer. I could literally the next day turn around and sell it for $1,600 or $16,000.
Wow!
Because
just because the people desire to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a almost like the what's the word? I'm like thinking like the ticket hub or something like that.
Like scalpers almost.
Yes. So it's almost like just the demand. I'm sorry, like my mind goes right to like. So it's like almost just the market demand pushes these prices up. So you can get, you don't even know what you can get. It's just a desire what the people want, how bad they want that specific watch that you have. Interesting. So that's called the gray market.
The gray market is the resale market, correct?
Wow. So y'all, I'm learning. Hope you are too. Hit the like button. This is the SuzetteSpeaks show. Sitting down with this exclusive with YouTuber NeedsWatches, talking luxury brands, understanding what they are, first of all, and how they can serve you, even on the investment side. So this is so interesting to me. So there are all these high-end dealers. Then there's a secondary market, and then there's a gray market. So it depends. Yeah. Is that am I getting it right?
Yeah. So essentially, okay, let me make it, I'll do it this way.
Yes.
Take Rolex, for example. Rolex doesn't actually sell their own watches. They send them to stores for the stores to sell them for them.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't know this. Rolex is actually a nonprofit.
No way.
Yeah, it's pretty ingenious how
they a registered nonprofit in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about the U.S. specifically.
Oh, but they're a registered nonprofit wherever their place of business. Kind of like the NFL, but we won't go into
right. You see, so you know the game.
They get the tax breaks.
Yeah. But
wow.
So it's all on the authorized dealer or the brick and mortar stores to sell the watches. So Rolex could care less about the gray market because they're never going to see any of that money anyway. But what happens is when you buy from the gray market, and this is what has kind of caused this whole pandemonium, is that people with a good amount of capital in a relationship with that store will say, look, give me 10 Rolexes. I'll just give you 80,000 right now.
Wow.
And then they'll turn around and sell each one for double or triple.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
so
someone like you or me.
Wow.
Meanwhile, someone like you or me who actually just, hard working wants to buy a Rolex, there's none left.
That's annoying. It's just like it's similarities to other type of markets.
Yep.
And it's just happening in the watch market as well. Wow, interesting. So RM has a question. NeedsWatches question. So a Cartier tank watch still holds the same cachet as it does it still hold the same cachet as it did years ago? It's still on my list. What say you?
Yes, buy it.
Buy it.
That's the one. Like honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That's the one that every watch enthusiast who's male will see on your wrist and go, "Oh."
How much does that cost, RM? How much does that cost in these watches?
3,000 to 4,000, I think, right now. I think
So I
you
have to buy
can
myself a
maybe.
watch like that?
I mean, once you know how this, once you get that YouTube game going, that could be your what is it, 10,000 subscriber.
My 10,000 subscriber
Yeah,
push
gift
gift.
to
Okay.
yourself. There you go.
I'm looking like, oh, okay, y'all go make me step it up though. Yeah, I've never really paid attention, and I'm not saying, for those who do invest, it's good or bad. Like I said, I'm much more into purses and other things. But if you're new to the watch game, welcome. Like for me,
Yeah.
I'm learning, I'm listening, and I think it's a good thing to know. I remember couple Christmases ago, I brought my brother a watch case holder. I just saw it at one of these stores, and I was like, he always talking about watches, and he was so excited.
Yeah.
He was like, this is actually a good gift, mind you. And I'm like, I find great gifts for you, so I want you to stop acting like this is the first one. But he was so excited. He's just like, this is it. This helps me. I'm like, okay, but I just saw a nice, pretty case with the little stands in it, and I'm like, do people really use these?
Oh,
and
yeah.
clearly they do. So if you need one of those, I mean, listen, I'm new to this game, but it's understanding it and hopefully applying it in your different social circles. I'm dropping a link, y'all. If you have actual questions, you guys could come up a little bit later. Good afternoon and welcome, one and all. This is SuzetteSpeaks. Let me do a quick reset. I'm here with guest YouTuber NeedsWatches. He's here talking about all the luxury watch brands you either love or don't even know about. And he's giving us some game in terms of how to use it in terms of, I think, conversation piece and why it. I'm holding up my little bracelets, but I feel like I need one. But yeah, it's kind of cool. This is cool. Tam is saying if you go to a Cartier store, you can design your watch, which is great. TTOO adds great watches for your money are Breitling.
Tag Heuer.
How do you say this one?
Tag Heuer.
Tag Heuer and Boulevard are good watches for price value. Okay, cool. Tam on the super chat. Thank you. Tam says, do people care about the car brand watches, or is that just a nostalgia thing? I can explain what that is.
Yeah, so you used to see like Ferrari watches or Mercedes watches. So that would fall in the category with Michael Kors and Fossil and what's the other one? The kind of fashion watches, even Gucci watches are. The issue with those is that they're essentially cheap parts from China, bought in bulk, and then just like kind of thrown in the watch, and it works. But there's nothing, it's not like they're handmade or hand assembled. They're just, hey, we need to put our logo on a watch. Here you go.
So it sounds like it's a no from NeedsWatches.
No. Yeah, no one.
So the hype about Ferrari or whoever, we're not pushing any brand, or we're not disparaging any brand. Just as an example, for instance. But it could be another brand. But you're saying it's not handcrafted. It doesn't have that same type of, prestige.
Correct.
The way that it sounds like the brand name. I think some people just realize, okay, we have a great brand name. Let's throw our logo on something new and let's try it. And maybe it worked for a little while. Maybe it was like marketing or such, but it doesn't sound like it has held up over time. Yes. So where would you, good question, Ace Butterfly, where would you recommend that? And thanks again, Tam, for the super chat. Where would you recommend someone storing? Is it like a safe deposit box or type of thing? Or what do you recommend?
I'm a fan of wearing my watches, so I just.
So you big money, but you don't mind people seeing it.
Okay. So I would say you should probably get insurance on them, right? That's number one. Safe deposit box is good if you're not going to wear it. So let's say you have a piece that's relatively expensive, and you're like, I want to. 10 years, I want to take this out, see what the value is, or I want to pass this on to my kid for their 18th birthday or 21st birthday, right? Safe deposit box makes 100, like, absolutely. Otherwise, I mean, if your home is secure and you're not flaunting too much, just a watch case is generally fine.
Don't put it on IG and let the people come to your house.
Right. Or, I have some.
And laugh, but this is Miami.
System.
People will roll up.
You're right. And I was recently in Miami, and y'all
I'm like, I almost want to not tell people what I would have because it's a strange world we live in, especially if you're in some of these big cities, even if not in some of these big cities, but some of these big cities, these people are very different now. So you got to be very careful So yeah, the watch collection, and I've seen people post buying it. And so are these watches just when you say handcrafted, like I'm thinking, I don't want to stereotype rappers, but you know, you'll see IG videos with people with diamonds all in the face of the watch. Are those these watches, or those are like specialty watches that are kind of novelty?
Those are called bust downs. You don't do that to a watch.
Okay,
yeah,
so that's not.
There's no. Here's the funny thing about that. For 95% of watch collectors, there's no value in anything that didn't come like that from the factory.
Oh.
So if it's not factory diamonds, we don't care. Like it's
so you can't make your own and be impressive. Okay.
Well, unless it was an option from the factory, like
like when you designed it yourself from the people that make those watches.
Like if you go to the
not Jacob the jeweler. God forgive me. I don't mean it in one person.
Jacob the jeweler.
I'm just saying a name. I don't even know this person. Sorry, I don't mean to disparage you, Jacob. I'm just saying, like, so not one that someone created for you. It could be anybody.
Yeah, it's just going to be very hard to sell it. Let's put it that way. I mean, it's still, say, a Rolex at its core, but no one's going to want to pay what you want to sell it for. When you put $200,000 worth of diamonds in it, that's great. I don't want it. You know, I'd rather just buy the regular one for $12,000 and be done with it.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting to know. The Alaska man in Jersey, good to see you, says, I pay more attention to someone's cutting edge phone. I'm not a big phone person either. Than an expensive watch. Thank you for sharing. So we're going to talk about good starter watch for men and women who want to get into the luxury game. I think he mentioned already. Can you repeat what you said for the woman's side?
Yeah, good starter watch would definitely be Longines.
Longines.
You can start around 800-ish, I would say. Now, if you want to go lower than that, which is, you know, I get that it's definitely when your first watch, you probably do want to like stay in the $300 to $500 range. Seiko is always safe.
Seiko, I remember that name.
And they're actually making better stuff at the lower price points.
What was the other one? Sorry, I didn't hear it. Seiko and
Longines. I was saying Seiko is always safe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. And then there's some G-Shocks that are pretty cool. I mean, the $20.
You sound G-Shock, so like, well, here's pretty cool. Little snobby over there.
No, it's just that when people say there's this whole thing in the watch community that like Casio is like the best watch brand because you can buy a Casio for like $10, and that's great. I mean, it tells time. It's just that's not, you know, it's cool. That's all. But they do have some pretty good offerings that are, you know, $300-$400 that look really nice.
Wow. Well, okay, so and I'm gonna ask you about the men's in a second. Sure. Some people are saying they drop their phone more than they know it, so they can't do the same evaluation as the Alaska man in Jersey. TTO says, I know nothing about the gray market. Friends of mine have bought Rolexes for 10 to 12, resale for average of 14. Wow, before the pandemic. Yes, I agree with this. It sounds like luxury watches sound like a social class market, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I'm getting that feeling. Let me see. Or a BMW watch sounds like a no for him. Y'all know where I stand, Michael Kors.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Kenyatta McCullough on the super chat. Grand Seiko is a good brand to get into. Grand Seiko. So is that like a high end of the Seikos?
Yes, that is precisely correct. And I have one. I own one. They are great.
If you got one, then maybe I could. Is that a woman's watch too, or just a men's watch?
They sell. Most watch brands sell both, but they definitely do sell ladies' watches. In fact, I think the Cherry Blossom they just came out with is close to unisex size. I got that video on my channel as well.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it. The Cherry Blossom, is it like a rose gold?
The case is stainless steel, but the dial is like a pink cherry blossom textured dial.
I love rose gold. So if it's anything close to that, I love that color. I love that color a lot. Interesting. So Grand Seiko, guys, we got to look into it. Thank you for the love, Kenyatta, on the super chat. So on the men's side, if they're getting into it for the first time and want to start, where would they start?
They would probably start with Tissot. That's a good watch brand. They're actually sponsored, or they sponsor the NBA.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't necessarily buy any of the team watches because those are junk, but their other watches are really nice.
So not like the Clippers Tissot or anything like this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously wear what you like.
Clippers,
but as far as what's inside of it and like what you're actually spending, you're paying for the Clippers logo.
Oh, okay.
That's
Then
all. And that's fine.
we're not gonna get played. Yes,
Right,
okay.
right. And it's like, do you want to spend $500 for the Clippers logo
No.
when you can spend $500 on like a nice watch that's going to last you 10 years or more?
Right.
Because watches really don't like explode on you or anything like that. You know, you might have to get them serviced, but I would start with Tissot. Like I said, Seiko was always a safe brand if you're just getting into watches. I would push you. They have a collection called the Sharp Edge. That's a really good place to start for their more kind of what's the word I want to use? They're more exotic looking dials. You can start heading up that way. Them, Tissot, Longines again is a good one, and Oris I would say is a nice one too.
Longines is out. I'm gonna have to look. I'm like gonna start googling right now.
Yeah, that's actually
there is an actor
mm-hmm.
who I thought was the finest thing. I can't remember his name. He says he's a watchmaker, or he is a watchmaker, and I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna ask you about his watches. Oh my gosh, he was in. He was in. There's a show on OWN. I'm trying to think of what his name is. Oh my gosh. Like I was gonna look him up before I came out here. Y'all hit the like button if you know what I'm talking about. He's a black actor. He played in Underground. He played in the show. Do you know that show Underground? He is so fine. And yeah, he has a watch line. Sorry, inner thought came out, but he has a watch line. And I like it's not this is so bad. I can't think of his name, but I know I'm seeing his face. I'm gonna look him up on break. I'm gonna drop the link now. Again, thank you, Kenyatta. Let me see what else the chat. Maybe I missed it. Does NeedsWatches also sell luxury watches? Do you sell them?
No. I mean, I sell what I own, but I don't sell like as a store.
Yeah, he like I'm not in the business. I'm just telling y'all what the business is. Yeah, hey, Christopher.
I mean, yeah, it keeps me honest too. That way, it's not like I'm pushing one brand. Because you'll notice that a lot of people on YouTube are selling these watches too. And if you watch them enough, same 3 or 4 brands always. Oh, these are great. These are great.
Yeah, because they're selling it. Okay. Good vibes today. I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation. Let me read a few more of the chat. I will drop the link. The link has actually been dropped, but I'm gonna drop it again if you guys want to come up, show your face in the back, and then if you want asking NeedsWatches. Oh, you like the rose gold too? Okay, I love a rose gold. I love a rose gold and jewelry and everything. Black. This is what I'm gonna ask you about color, because I saw people making comments about matching your suit with your outfit with this and that. Are you into that? Like you have to have watches that match the color of your suits or your outfits, or whether you're going casual or more dressy?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a watch for every occasion. Okay, I'm with it.
Yep.
So Easy Gospel of the Adolescents, good to see you, says brown or black should be your first color. Would you agree?
I honestly think stainless steel should be your first
color.
If you can, ladies watches, I would say 2022 I would go with brown. Brown is very popular right now.
Like skin tone?
Well, that's the thing. That was the one exception I was gonna say. So like this watch I have on has a black strap, obviously.
Let me get you a close up. Go ahead.
It's a Longines.
Okay, Longines.
Yeah, Master Moon Phase. I can show a picture of it. I'll share a screen. But the reason I chose black with this is because the brown strap that came with it blended into my skin a little bit too much. So for us, I would almost say black is better. But depending on what you wear, like if you wear a lot of earth tones, go ahead and get brown. And the black's gonna look weird.
Okay, that's a good suggestion. I'm under here looking up Underground. Y'all go to NeedsWatches page, please check him out. Underground Cast, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking about. Okay. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. Show more. Aldous Hodge. Do you know who that is? Aldous Hodge.
I don't, but
okay, that's what I'm thinking about. Aldous Hodge. He says he's a watch crafter. Let me look on his Instagram. But yeah, when I saw that, he was like horologist. Is that what a watchmaker is called, right?
Yeah, so horology is essentially the study of time.
Oh, so yeah, I saw that and I thought that was so unique that he has a line and all this other stuff. Big up Aldous Hodge. But yeah, Great actor as well, guys. But he was talking about his watch making and designing. I thought that was really cool. Yes, who is that? By Aldous Hashambri. Sorry to just minimize him to some basics. He's more than that. He's a human being. But there, RM already had me. Thank you, RM. Actor Aldous Hodge, star of the star. Yes, is also avid watch collector. Exactly, and has started his own watch brand. Exactly, that's what I was gonna get. Thank y'all. Y'all already knew. Read the chat, Sue. Read the chat. Let's go. Hit the like button. Thank you again, Miss Globe Girl got me. Yes. Hey, how are you, darling? Good to see you. It's a beautiful Miami morning here on Jamaicans.com as well as the Suzette Speaks YouTube page. Gray Pill, what's up? Good to see you. Popping it off with a wonderful show. This weekend, I will not be on Monday because it's Memorial Day. Tuesday, y'all come see me. It's called How to Be a High Value Man with Tobias the Traveler. If you want to become a high value man, we've talked about it so much. He told me, he told me NeedsWatches. I don't know if you're a big KS fan. He said he watched him die hard from when he did those 3 years of talking to men. And I'm like, I haven't watched any of those. So I was like, great. Let's talk about what KS told men. Because there's so much emphasis on what he was saying to the ladies over the last several years. So he was like, no, I can give you that. So we're going to talk about how to be a high value man on Tuesday. I'm really excited. Thursday, Frank Gooden coming up with how to find true love. Frank has come up with his own questionnaire and formula, and he's going to be testing it here on the SuzetteSpeaks show. I'm really excited. Hey, Brown Gal, Peace Lounge. Thank you for coming through. We're talking to NeedsWatches. I want y'all to really go check out his channel. I think there's so much information that I don't know. I almost don't know what to ask. Thank you guys in the chat. Tam says, is there a good time of year to buy watches? Great question, Tam. Thank you.
Not really. Currently, because the prices are going down right now, there's a little bit of a price correction. Now isn't a bad time to do it, but it doesn't correspond with like time of the year, really. I will say that if you wait till Christmas to try to get a luxury watch, that's not a great idea.
Right.
Because a lot of it's just going to be sold out. So not Christmas is the best time to buy.
Okay, not Christmas. Everything else is fair game. And there's a little kind of price correction going on. Hit the like button as you guys come in. Appreciate y'all watching. So what about this? Easy Gospel Piano Lesson says, watch for a family heirloom. What do you think?
I would say either an Omega Speedmaster.
Omega Speedmaster. Okay.
Yeah, that's the watch that went to the moon. Well, one of them. So that's got a lot of heritage and history there. So it's kind of a cool, passed down to your son or daughter. Yeah, I would actually probably stick with that or an Omega Aquaterra because those are just like
the name.
Put those with
Speedmaster Aquaterra. Okay, cool.
They hold their value very well. Well, especially the Speedmasters, especially
Omega Speedmaster. Okay. I'm so excited. Again, I feel like I'm going to have to rewatch this and start Googling because some of these names are so unique. And again, they're the first time I'm hearing some of the brand names. So I'm excited. NeedsWatches knows what he's talking about, y'all. I heard Lead Attorney tell you and several other people that, oh man, you got them into buying high-end watches and kind of led them down this wonderful path of understanding how brands, kind of reflect the man or the woman, and how, I guess, in terms of other people noticing your brand, what that means. So is this a good way to pickup line kind of thing where people can use it as a conversation starter? Is it kind of pocket watchy? If you say, oh, is that a Cartier? Like where do you go in terms of conversation starter when it comes to watches?
Well, I would say kind of like you said, like, oh, is that a Cartier you have on? I mean, because usually people who buy luxury watches love to talk about their luxury watches. So it's a really easy conversation to have. And I would say, if you know the brands, right? Because I'm not really talking about like how much a guy spends on a watch. Watch collectors, we're kind of finicky. We're into like heritage and legacy, which I hear is something a lot of ladies are interested in. So if you see someone with an Oris on, or you see someone with a Longines, like, we're going to talk to you about this watch. Now, hopefully we don't bore you to death about it while we're doing it, but it's an easy conversation starter if you just know the brand. I mean, you really don't even have to know a whole lot about it. But what I can tell you is the brands that we don't know are the brands that men are walking around with $3,000 to $10,000 on their wrist, and they may not look like it otherwise.
Wow.
That's kind of
they're looking like the Steve Jobs, rest in peace, or somebody else dressed down, very unassuming. and their watch costs, you know, 50 grand or something like this.
Right. I would say more like 5 to 10, because a guy that's got a 50 grand watch on, granted, that might be someone you do want to talk to, right? But that's
I was just
almost like
using it as an
someone said,
example.
yeah,
What you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Go ahead.
That's I think someone said in your chat, like that's kind of more like a class statement. Like
Uh,
when you're walking around with a 50K watch, like you're definitely saying something
Look at me.
like, "Hey, look at me." So if I had a watch that became that expensive, I would probably sell it.
Okay.
That's a little bit too much for me, just in general. Now, I say that not owning one right now, right? But
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
I had one, maybe I would. Not in the big city though. I wouldn't do it, because even up here near DC, it's like I'm very careful what watches that I wear, you know, in different parts of the city.
I would
Because,
imagine
yeah,
so.
you
That's
gotta
what
be
I'm
careful.
saying. Like, only for like going out to galas or going out to something really important, would I feel comfortable doing some of the high end. Even a $300 or $400 watch, I think I would wear regularly. But when you get into the thousands, and understanding that there are people, y'all hit the like button. Come on in. We're talking luxury brands and I guess luxury mates at this point. I'm glad you were here on this beautiful Saturday. Suzette Speaks here alongside YouTuber NeedsWatches. Just told us about several brands for where we can start if you want to start in the luxury watch game. And I'm grateful, sir, that you decided to start your YouTube channel. Y'all go check it out, because there are not a lot of people of color talking watches on YouTube. So to have you in the space, I think is wonderful. And like I said, I have to do more homework and just watch your videos, because there are so many more questions I have, but I don't want to sound dumb. I'm just like, okay, he probably has discussed some of this on his channel.
Oh, wow.
So please check out his channel. Please, if you want to come up, I've dropped the link. You can ask him questions directly. And again, for more info, just check out the NeedsWatches YouTube page, because I think this is going to help, you know, people to understand where we're going from here. Let me see. Would he ever start his own brand? Is that something that you would want?
Ugh. I'm gonna go right now with no, just because the amount of
I would say overhead, the capital, barrier to entry. Yeah.
I could definitely like be a pass through or a plug for a watch
Okay.
brand.
Yeah.
But to start my own, I'd have to. I mean, if I had like 100K subscribers, I'd think about it. You know what I mean?
No, you're
it's
gonna
a
have to have
lot.
some bread, bro. Some
And
bread.
And the thing is, yeah, you can't be cheap about it, because you'll get dogged out by the watch community if you go cheap.
So it's not like you can get cheap parts from China. Is what you're saying?
No.
You would have to like do the old school. Why are the Swiss so? Were they like the first to really? Well, I think actually Egypt was the first to tell time, but we're just saying in terms of the modern watch industry. Why are they such, you know, leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of other places? Why do they have that rich history of watchmaking? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them started like 1888 to like 1903 in the early 1900s, and watches were obviously more of a utility, and they were all analog. There was no digital watches yet, and so when you designed a watch, if it was cheap and it broke, that was a problem. You know, and people didn't have the disposable income either. Now, watches were cheaper, but a lot of these brands stood the test of time because they had quality stuff even in the 1900s. I mean, you know, stuff that was made back in the day was better anyway.
Yeah,
generally speaking.
Quality. It lasted. It lasted.
And so the Swiss, you know, kind of capitalized on that. And then the Japanese did the same thing. Germans did the same thing. I mean, there's other watch brands from other countries, but those big three, like, they kind of just kept it going and then
Understood the assignment.
innovating.
Yeah. Interesting. So is it kind of like with clothing or maybe purses or things like this? Like you have the house. I guess it's similar because it sounds like you have all these sub brand underneath that house,
there
if
are
you
groups.
will.
Yes, there are. And you gotta forgive me because I can't remember the names of them, but the Swatch group, you've heard of Swatch watches?
Yes,
before?
Of course. Swatch watch.
So,
I remember back in the day.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, Swatch owns, or that group owns Omega, Tissot, Longines. Like, oh man, I can't think of all of them, but they own.
Yeah, so they own a lot of different brands. Okay, that makes sense because I'm wondering. I'm like, how would people know? But interesting. So they're all in that same family of brands. I see. Okay, cool. We were talking about what men look at. They look at the car we drive. Is that true, Tam? I love it. RM says all the wealthy folks I worked around were like that. Woody Allen Seinfeld style types with thousands on their wrists. Interesting. So I think Ace asked, has the watch you've worn opened any opportunities for you? Have you had that kind of result? Can you give us an anecdote about that?
Yeah, and it wasn't anything too crazy, but well, two of them I'll give you real quick. One, there was actually a photographer who's pretty popular on IG that saw I had on a Tudor Black Bay GMT. Mm-hmm. He goes, "Oh, that's a Black Bay GMT. I've been trying to get one of those." And that sparked the conversation. We followed each other on IG, took some photos. Nice. So that was pretty cool. Really good photography. And the other was just like a work colleague who I really didn't talk to that much. And I wouldn't say colleague because he technically was, I guess you could call a superior, but I didn't report to him, right? But just someone in a higher position at that company. I was wearing my Omega Aquaterra, same thing. He's like, "Oh, what watch is that?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, just a little Aquaterra." He's like, "Oh, you play golf?" "Yeah, sure." "Oh, man,
now you best friends.
Yeah, like you'd be surprised. I've had a lot of people stop and ask me like what the watch is, but those opportunities where, yeah, I'm not saying you're going to get a promotion because you bought a Rolex, right? But
I think sometimes you could get hate too.
Luckily, I haven't gotten that yet.
Some people be pocket watching for real. I've had other male attorneys tell me that. Buy a new car, all of a sudden the firm is acting funny, or people at the firm. Buy a new watch. True. Yeah, it depends on your industry, that's true. Sure. But I've seen cuts both ways. Not necessarily, but it depends on your company and in the industry you're in. Mm-hmm. But it has helped you. It has gotten you the conversation anyway of like, he knows about watches.
Yeah, and
must be someone I should talk to.
There you go.
Interesting. Well, that's good to know. Let me see what the chat is saying. Y'all hit the like button, please. Let's get the likes up. It was funny. I think it was Miss Globe Girl was asking if a 50K is a class statement. What is 100K for? I think they both can be. Yeah, I think it's for those who know. I feel like there's like an in crowd that knows this type of high-end purchase. Yeah, and so it's kind of like a unspoken, like, "Oh, I see you. I see you too." Like that kind of thing is what I'm getting the feeling of.
Well, the 10K watch is for a milestone. So the 50K is definitely, I mean, it could be a milestone too, but most of us buy watches to mark milestones in our lives. And usually the more expensive the watch, the more important the milestone was. If you remember, there used to be like 30-year pins at your job and pensions, and they would come with a Rolex.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Companies would like make a contract with Rolex. "Hey, I need 30 Submariners, so I give it to these people." And that would be your kind of gift for working all your life, and now you get to enjoy it. Well, that's not a thing anymore, so we have to do it ourselves.
I didn't even think about that, how that was like your retirement gift was a Rolex, and it was such a big deal.
It was a big deal,
get one.
Right?
Like you've got your Rolex, like you've made it. Like interesting. I never really thought about that, how that was used in that way to mark kind of accomplishment or different milestones, as you said. I'm behind in the chat. Y'all forgive me. Let me see if I can catch up real quick. Guys, if you want to come up, last call, because I want you to really check out his channel. And if you have questions for him, his email is in the description as well. He also is on Instagram. You guys, again, his YouTube page is phenomenal. So go check it out. I have to do much more homework vis-a-vis his YouTube page. Let's see. If you ask a watch collection about the watch being prepared to talk for hours, yes. Saber 6869, welcome. No such thing as that. No, sometimes I do. I didn't. You know what they brought up on the last stream? I don't know if you watched it. A coding language named Python, and I thought it was Monty Python that they were talking about. I'd never heard of Python. Is it new? It must be new because I did not know.
Newish.
I was like,
around for a little bit.
Python, Monty Python. No. Yes. RM says it's a wonderful niche subject. Love it. Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys are enjoying. Question help add value. Okay, thank you, Gary Pill. And on Tuesday, all my weekday shows are usually like 7 Eastern. So Tuesday, 7 Eastern, Thursday, 7 Eastern. I'll have Tobias the Traveler, how to be a high value man, according to Kevin Samuels, and how he became one. I can't wait for him to share a story. And then Thursday at 7, Frank Gooden. He's a filmmaker. I didn't know that about him. We're going to be talking about his new matchmaking test that he's developed on how to really, he's like, people don't know how to date. People don't really know what they're looking for. So I'm excited to kind of continue that conversation with both those gentlemen. Let me see what we got here. A class marker, that's good for you, blah, blah, blah. It's like self-marketing and bringing you opportunities. I hear you. Like people who know. Tam, thank you again. Appreciate you on the super chat. She says, okay, let's talk about it. Say I give you $500K to start your watch brand. Where do you start? Okay. Do you know how you would start a watch brand?
Hopefully that doesn't.
That's your dog. It's okay.
Yeah,
this is real
sorry
life.
about
It's
that.
okay.
Yeah, no.
Huh.
I'd probably be giving Swatch Group a call actually, because
And
that's
maybe
probably
start a
where I would
subsidiary.
start on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me.
Because there's so many parts of, like, I'm thinking about different industries, and there's so many different parts of that industry. So to be able to own all, you know, the means of production, also the marketing, also the distribution, also the storefront. So it's a lot. It's a lot in that kind of, what I would say, blockchain. So even just to make it, you would still need some of that other support to get it distributed and whatnot. But it's a good question. So call the Swatch Group would be.
Yeah, or Kevin O'Leary, because he's really into watches. Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, is he Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank?
Yeah, he's got a YouTube. I roll my eyes a little bit because he's already famous. So I'm like, you cheated when you started your YouTube channel.
Okay, so go see. Okay.
But I go talk to him. Yeah, like, hey man.
Yes, interesting. Yes, I'm glad Swatch is still around. That's the only one I really recognize from all the brands you've been talking about. Plus right. Boulevard. Hey, Black Seinfeld, nice to see you. Thank you. Come on in, y'all. Hit the like button. Enjoying the stream, please show some love. If you want, hit subscribe to Why Don't Ya? If you're enjoying this type of conversation, we got to elevate, you know, different areas of our lives, and we try to do that here on the SuzetteSpeaks show. So we're going to stay for probably a few more minutes, guys. I will drop the link one more time if you want to come up, and if you're enjoying the conversation, join the conversation. Don't be bashful. Like I said, you don't have to show your face. You can just show it to me backstage, and then you can come up as an avatar and ask NeedsWatches your question. So if you would like, now is the time, please. He is a limited amount of time with us today, but I want to, again, offer his channel as a resource, because a lot of us are moving, you know, different circles, different ways. So it's good if you don't have anyone to mentor you in your watch game. That's what he's here for. So please go check out his channel. Check him out on IG. So much fun. And I think just new knowledge to learn. The watch can give you an invitation. Take those opportunities to smooth the decision makers. Absolutely. Hey, thank you. Hey, Seinfeld. How you doing? Hey, Andre. Good to see you. Big up all my speakers, all my subscribers, everyone who is here. Thank you for watching. Appreciate your support. Hit the like button, share, comment, especially helps this video get seen by more people. Tam says, Ace Butterfly, here's another perspective. A guy will look at you and say, I can't afford you. Woo-hoo. So would it backfire in terms of relationships? If I got on my cute Boulevard or my cute Cartier or my cute Longines?
I mean, not. It depends on how you look at it, right? I would say no. That's my perspective, right? Like, I kind of have stuff together, I guess. So if I saw someone with a nice Boulevard, a nice Longines, I'm gonna go make conversation. I might even really be interested
with a woman. Are you married?
No, I'm divorced. So
okay. So I'm just telling your business. Sorry, I'm in your business.
That's fine.
But I'm just.
No, I would go.
Will it be an intimidation factor? We got enough of that. So I'm just trying to think, will this backfire?
I mean, it could be, but so if there's a man who knows about watches, no, it's not going to be an intimidation factor.
Okay.
If anything, he's going to be, I would think he'd be impressed, because not too many women wear watches.
Okay.
I mean,
I see your point, though. Yes.
But now, if it's a person who doesn't know anything about watches, how's he going to be intimidated? He might be intimidated, but he'd be intimidated with jewelry, nice heels.
And just you as a person. He wouldn't be ready anyway. Yeah. Gotcha. Interesting. So now I'm like curious about the watch game. I hope this show is helping you guys. We're here for a few more minutes. Ebony says, I saw Anton Daniels bought a 40,000. You watched this?
Yes, I saw.
Did you approve of that purchase?
Yeah, if you got the money, sure.
In terms of quality, I mean, not in terms of like the cost, but the type of Rolex he got and all that.
It was a solid gold date, and that's going to cost you $40,000 regardless of what you do.
Solid gold. Say the second part again.
Date. That's like probably presidential bracelet. So let me back up real quick.
I don't know what that means.
It's Rolex. It's one of the more expensive all solid gold models.
Oh.
that's not going to lose any value anytime soon. So I approve of that purchase.
Excited. Okay, you taught me something again.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot today from NeedsWatches.
Now, if you bought a regular stainless steel, like $8,000 Rolex for $40K, then no. But if I think I know which watch it is, and that's about
interesting.
Right. It's probably worth $60K right now.
Ooh, so again, that investment piece. It seems like, again, like you said, the market has kind of evened out, or I guess you can say the prices have come down just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It hasn't evened out at all.
Okay, I was just trying to get. Okay, is it a good time to buy? You want to buy low, sell high. So I was just like thinking, it's kind of sort of. You're like, it didn't go down that much. Okay, got it. I got it. Okay, so I was thinking about more than what probably it is. So it's always a good time, it seems, and like the resale captures a lot of that added value. It sounds like.
Exactly. If you can get it from an authorized dealer, it's a good time to buy anything because everything's triple on the gray market. Yeah. So yes, it is a good time to buy if you can get one from the source.
Interesting. All right. Easy Gospel Piano Lessons asked, would you say when people see you with a watch, they think you value time, stylish, or something else? Interesting.
I would say the majority of men, we start talking about like the heritage of the watch. So I think that's what they think. Kind of like, oh, you're accomplished, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, a lot of us
you're somebody of substance.
Right. Like that. The ladies who that's usually when I'm wearing my more interesting, fun pieces, and they might just think I'm fun. Or it's like, oh, it matches your shoes. Okay, I see the fit. Cool. I'll take that too.
Okay. I'm interested, guys. He has definitely piqued my curiosity today, and I hope he has done the same for you. I'm going to ask you for final comments just here shortly. Okay. I'm going to ask, Shaq has a brand of watches, really?
Yeah, Invicta, I believe.
Invicta. Is that a good brand?
All right.
That side eye says no. Y'all can tell when he really don't like.
Real quick, they could be if they sold the watches for what they were worth.
How much are they worth, and how much are they selling them for?
I would say $150 to $250, but they're selling them for. Well, here's what they do: they'll say it's worth $900, and then say, "But you know what? You're so nice. I'll give you a deal. I'll give it to you for $300, but it's still more than you should be paying for it." These are the watches you see at the mall kiosk, Invicta. And then they're not real gold. They're not really real anything. They're nice. They're fun. Like there's a Black Panther piece. There's the Shaq pieces. You can get 3 for $300 if you haggle enough. But just saying, like, if you know what you're getting, cool.
Okay, so if you just like the brand for the brand's sake, do what you do, but don't think you're getting high-end luxury value. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I love it. Final questions in the chat, y'all. Hit him up, please. I'm going to read as many as I can in the next few minutes. Let's get the likes up first and foremost. Share the stream, says Ace. That's a great idea. Hit the like button first and foremost. Subscribe and share. That's a great idea. Thank you, Ace. Let's see. Suzette, you should bring in an art dealer. Okay. Ooh. Now y'all got the high-end, high taste. See? Now we got the luxury brands on deck. Now I think it's very interesting, especially here in Miami. Actually, I think I could probably find one. Because of Wynwood and all these places, and we have Basel and all that. Mm-hmm.
Right, so you're in Miami. Just roll over to the design district, man.
I could just walk through, honestly, and just walk around and go into the different galleries for y'all. And, it actually would be a great on the scene. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you go into the Grand Seiko boutique, tell them I sent you.
Ooh, in the design district.
Mm-hmm. That's where I got mine from. If you show them a picture of me, they'll remember me because.
Listen, he's connected to y'all. I could walk in, say his name, and the people gonna be like, "Oh yes, I remember this gentleman."
They should. I mean,
I love it. I know, but that's pretty cool. Like you said, the watch community is small, and people remember people, so that's very interesting. And I'm sure those are repeat customers. I don't think one person just comes and buys one watch. If you're into watches like that, you have like a collection.
Relationship. Yep.
Yeah, you get a relationship. Yes, everybody wants to know what do guys really think. I think it does depend. You're right, Ebony. It depends on the guy and depends on his knowledge of watches. Let me see. The Black Seinfeld asks, do you think a Oyster Perpetual is a good start for a Rolex?
Yes, absolutely. If you can get one.
If you can get one. Okay, y'all get ready to pay. Get ready to come out the pocket. It looks like you can't get those too easily. Let's see. Everybody's asking, like Scienceville again, is it a good idea to buy a Rolex from a pawn shop?
Not so. No, if you know enough, but it's hard. Rolex has so many different models. You can so easily get scammed buying a Rolex from a pawn shop.
Oh, like it's not a real Rolex?
Oh, easy. Yeah. China is making.
Oh, so China is making fake Rolex?
Oh, all day. Go to Canal Street in New York.
Oh,
easy. If you go like Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore,
they make easy. Rolex like water.
India, all day, and they're starting to look actually like the real thing. That's the scary part. So,
don't get got, y'all.
Extra cash, man, and try to either wait for it at the AD or buy from a legit dealer, because that's gonna be tough.
So no is the answer to that one. Don't get got, like Seinfeld. I don't want anyone. So that's really good to know that there are a lot of knockoffs out here. Yeah, I think when I was looking at NeedsWatches, and Tam said it opens up opportunity. That's really what we're talking about. Yeah, I love wearing Rolex. It's easy for people to talk to you. Okay, cool. What about buying? Ebony says watches from. Nope, we're saying that's a iffy. We're saying that's iffy. Jill, thank you for the love. Jill's Chocolate Boutique in the building says, hey, Suzette and NeedsWatches, great show. I saw Maggie, the substitute teacher. I meant to put up your comment. I'm sorry. She was like my favorite too. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate you. Y'all go check her out. She did a fantastic demo on this channel. And I always be learning new stuff on how to make stuff. Like she inspires me to cook.
Maggie can throw down.
Shout out to I was like, Maggie, if I only had these lessons earlier.
Right. Like
every little bit helps now, just to even eat healthier because you make your own food. It's fantastic. Go check out Maggie. I saw her comment. I meant to put it up. Shout out to Maggie, the substitute teacher. Yeah, man. Chicago Rilla in the building. Thanks again, Jill. Says thoughts on Movado. And we don't mean the Jamaican dance hall artist.
Movado is a great brand. The classic, man, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the face with no indices and just the dot at the top. I can't remember exactly what they call it. I think like the classic collection. They're great. I think they're around 1,000-ish. They are iconic. My only issue
with that one little diamond and there's no hands on it. I remember that Movado.
Iconic. I remember you can still get those, and those are still respected. I love them. They actually make them in my size now, so I might even get one.
Cool.
But the stuff that's like 2,000 and up, same components that are in that original Movado. So just understand that you're not getting any better watch for 3,000.
So just get the basic 1, and chill
and call it a day. That's what I see with Movado.
Yeah, these watches giving us game, y'all. Hit the like button as we wind down. Let's see. So Team Replay, Jill, thank you again. Appreciate you, sis. Yes, Team Replay. Shout out to everyone watching the replay. Hit the like button if you're watching the replay. Yes. So the original Movado sounds like it's a good look. So does a woman's Cartier watch increase over time?
Yes, not as much as Rolex. Now, granted, if you buy one today, it might take a year. So understand that.
So if you purchase it, you don't even get it.
Wow. Well, no. I'm sorry. It might take a year for it to go up in value.
Oh, okay.
Like Rolex right now, if you get one, it's already 3 times the value if you get it at list price. But you can buy a Cartier from Cartier, and you can get it in about actually you can just walk up and buy one from most of the authorized dealers. Now, if you were to turn around and try to sell it, like today, you might take a $400 or $500 loss. It is used, right? But give it about 2 years and you'll be fine.
Okay, that's good. If y'all enjoying this, hit the like button. Put your last questions in the chat, y'all. I appreciate the support. Everybody who's super chatting, everybody who's asking these wonderful questions to help this conversation move forward and give us some knowledge. I feel like I know more. I hope you do too. Hit the like button. Whenever a wealthy person in the movie opens their getaway safe, it's always a watch.
That's true.
They do. OG Patrice, nice to see you. Says question, what does he think about Black-owned watch company Tally and Twine? Are you familiar with Tally and Twine?
I've heard the name. I am not super familiar, so I got some homework to do.
Are there any Black, like, we could support Black?
There is, and I'm so ashamed.
You better come with the black companies.
No.
We put you on the spot. It's okay. It's okay.
I just like saw them again yesterday, and
That's
then
all
I
right. We could
forgot.
go to your channel, and I know you'll
Yep.
do something on them.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, OG Patrice. Great question. We wanted to know that. Okay, cool. Yes, Chicago Rilla Black Sanford said, my bottles are good value, and the value goes up and down. Okay, interesting. What about Chicago Rilla asks, what are Richard Millie?
Yeah,
Why
Richard
are they
Mille.
valued so high? Yeah, I kept seeing some celebs post Richard Millie, and you know, is it they're that great of watch?
I mean, so when they came out with the RMO1, they kind of blew the watch world up because it was so different. So much so that Hublot started kind of deciding to copy that, but well, that's another story. They are kind of what's not bespoke per se, but they don't put out a whole lot of watches. And so if you want one, you kind of have to get in line to get one. And it's the same. They have very like the craftsmanship. Like Richard Mille is not like a celebrity brand. It's just celebrities kind of picked it up. They were already a good brand before the RMO1 came out. They're just valued so high because same thing with AP and Patek. It's gonna take you 2 years to get one if you want one. That's they make them kind of as needed. They're not made in bulk.
Oh.
So instead of like a factory and
it
hey,
is
we're gonna
like
make 10,000 units, it's like, all right, well, we got 300 buyers this year, so I guess we're making 300.
Oh, I kind of like that. It's an exclusive
I do too.
club.
No, I like that. That's why some of the watches I have like are limited edition. Like I have one that's there's only 180 in the world. I have one, so
damn.
that's
Okay,
cool
that's
to
pretty
me,
cool.
right?
Like the exclusivity game. I see it. Like
Mhm.
the scarcity game, and that's what causes the prices go up. I'm sure they remember him from more than much the way he dresses, his smile. Yeah, you would not be forgettable.
Oh,
I'm
thank
sure
you.
what people will remember. Awesome. Collecting watches is a very, I think it sounds like both, you know, rewarding and lucrative. I collect watches, any value in them. Swatch. Yes, we said Swatch sounds like it has some value.
No, they don't.
Ah!
They don't. There's like maybe like a couple models randomly that they did limited runs of, but they
Don't listen to Suzette. Sorry. Okay. Then you know the fake watch. The thing you got to know a fake watch and they are good. Interesting. Yeah. Yes, I saw your question, Patrice. Thank you very much. Hey, Learn Biz, good to see you. Happy Saturday. Glad you're here, y'all. Check out Learn Biz, the podcast, giving you all business tips. Hey, Uncle Stu. We'll be seeing Uncle Stu later on the channel. I think I got a topic for us, Uncle Stu. I wanted to try something different with you, sir. I hope you don't mind. But Uncle Stu always bringing great value, great knowledge. I'm grateful you're here, sir. I see a couple super chats. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Miss Globe Girl about him. Can't read no watch. That funny. Exactly. I'll be looking like, is it 4 o'clock? If you only have the 12 noon or the 12 o'clock and there's all blank, it does not help my life. I need to know the time.
No, it's a statement. It's just a conversation. Yeah.
I'm like, but I can't tell if it's 3 or 4. Anyway,
right.
Chicago Rilla on the super chat. Thank you. Busy in the comments as well. Thank you, sir, for supporting the stream. I actually I'm thinking about, you know, all the people I see out with different watches, you know, and how I've been ignoring them for most of my life here. So I think, you know, it's very interesting. Now I will pay attention. Now I will take some time and do some homework and kind of think about, okay, this man has on this watch for a reason. Clearly, if he's an avid watch collector or if he's trying to make a statement about himself as a man of value or, you know, in the in crowd, right? Knowing what's going on. Big up yourself, Chicago Rilla. Thank you very much for the super chat. But yeah, we are opening up discussions again, I think, to communities that are not normally thought of as watch communities, right?
Right, exactly.
Except for the super rich, if you will.
Right.
So we want to make it accessible to everyone, and he's doing that, y'all, on YouTube. So definitely go check out his channel. Let me see if we got any more questions. Thank you guys so much for the love. Kenyatta, thank you again. Women are buying larger watches. So that's what I was wondering. I was going to ask you about fit.
Yes.
Because I've seen women, and I don't know if they just, you know, they just like to watch. The links be about to fall out. That's a Miami style. Like the links be about to fall off, and the watch is shaky, shaky, shaky all over their skinny, skinny hand. For us big bone girls, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. But what's the style? How are you supposed to wear it? Is it supposed to be tight to the wrist?
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to kind of give you a little bit of breathing room.
Is that squeezing you? Is that
no,
no,
not at all. Nope.
Can you move it like this if you move it?
Yeah. I mean, I can move it to like.
It's a little movement. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
not
but it's
squeezing you.
not falling off. But that really, honestly, I mean, I'm trying not to get it all scratched up. You know,
Okay, yeah,
that's what's
I
gonna
seen
happen.
it. Is that a tacky style, or is that like cheapening it if you wear it oversized?
In 2022, to be honest with you, no.
Okay,
People are kind of wearing them how they want. But what I will say is that watch is going to get beat up to all
and
get out.
scratched up.
Oh yeah, it's going to get destroyed. So
I
you
used to
can
have
do
one
that
that
if
was
you
like
want.
a link or two too big, but not
Right,
like those big, like they shaking on your hand like a bracelet.
right, right.
Awesome. So what larger watches for
Yes, they
women
are. That is
is
correct. So
in style.
the typical unisex size is a 36 millimeter case, but a lot of watch brands are 38, 40, and 42, 41. Like
That's the
they're
size of the face.
size of the case. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the case. Sorry.
Which, yeah, well, you got the glass, right? And then you have a
Oh,
bezel
the
around it. So the
case.
whole case, the whole thing, will be either 36,
Gotcha.
38.
I'm
But women
learning.
are
Let me get
wearing
the
38s
lingo.
and 40s. So
Interesting.
depends on how it looks
So
on you.
buying a bigger face for a woman is okay or
Absolutely.
stylish. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Is it okay to wear a man's watch as well?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For women, yeah.
I think
Mhm.
sometimes they make this stuff for the guys look better.
They do.
Sometimes. And it gets on my nerves, so I
It's
might
more
buy.
expensive, though. So there's
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I
They
like what I
do.
like. Y'all, thank you so much, these watches. Final comment from the brother here. I'm just gonna go through last call.
Okay.
Anybody coming up, this is it. Speak now or hold your peace, or go over to his channel or email him.
There you
Tally
go.
and Twine, Bronzeville Watch Company. Thank you. Banneker Watch Co. are 3 Black-owned brands in my collection. Thank you. Tally and Twine was mentioned.
Yep.
Thank you. Bronzeville. Okay. And Banneker Watch Co. I want to check them out too. I'm going to check them out too because I want to know, what's going on with where we are in the market and how we can support. Cool. Kenyana McCall, please cause us to see a little face. Okay, I see you in the back, Andre, coming in for the only and last call. So thanks, Andre. I appreciate you. Everybody hit the like button, please. Number 1 Black owned is Vitae London.
Vitae London.
We
I'm gonna do
that
an
word
episode
Jamaicans
on
say
that.
Vitae.
Right. I'll do an episode
Lignum
on that for
Vitae.
sure.
We gotta look
I'm
this
not
up, Uncle
familiar.
Stu. Thank you
Yeah.
for putting us up on game. Yeah, Uncle Stu. Yeah, I'm gonna switch us up and then put it like those faceless watches for people who are not busy working. Exactly. They don't need to know the
Right.
time. My oyster. My first one was an Oyster Perpetual 41.
Yep.
Thank you, Kenyatta. Definitely gonna cap a mirror-faced Movado. Cop a mirror-faced Movado. Okay. Uncle Stu, Vita in American. Well, I don't know. Thank you, Uncle Stu, putting us on game on Black-owned businesses in this space. Cool. All right, y'all. We have one guest. Andre, you ready? Cool. I see you walking around. Let me bring you up. And if you have any final questions, here they are. How are you, Andre?
Good. How are you?
Hey, Andre.
Fantastic. Good to see you, brother. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, everybody. What's up with y'all?
We good, man. You enjoying the convo?
Oh yeah. I love watches. My favorite watch is my Apple Watch.
Oh, you got an Apple Watch. Cool. Do you have a question for NeedsWatches?
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I got on the the stream a little later. I got on probably like 35 minutes into when you guys was talking. What's a good starter watch?
So I would say my kind of go-to is a Tissot PRX. You can get that in quartz, which is digital. Well, or you can get it on. They're both analog faces, but a Tissot PRX. It'll cost you about $350 for quartz, like $750 for automatic.
Spell Tissot.
Yeah, Tissot. Tissot.
Okay, Tissot. Okay.
And as far as their heritage, they've been around for a long time. They're in the Swatch group with like Omega and some other big brands. They sponsor the NBA, so I mean they're going to be around for a while. And you get a lot of bang for your buck. I think you get an ETA movement. Yeah, but check those out. Go to their website. PRX, the Tissot PRX. It's a great starter watch.
Cool. Okay. And I see Kenyatta has suggested Tudor is another great starter brand.
It is. It's going to at least run you $1,000 though.
Okay, so you gotta get your money up. Everybody,
so it depends on your budget. Like if you said your budget was $2,000, I have a whole different suggestion for you. But I like to give people under $1,000 just to start.
Good.
Because there are luxury watches under $1,000. I have a whole video about it on my channel. Check that out as well.
Yay!
There's 5 choices for you. There's even one American made, Shinola, a Detroit watchmaker. So we got you covered, but I would definitely check out that PRX line from Tissot.
Okay, wonderful. And if you were to buy a $2,000 starter watch, what would that be?
I would actually probably get a Longines Hydro Conquest. It's a dive watch.
Okay.
It'll run you about $1,800. And I mean, you can swim with it. You can kind of pretty much do anything you want. I think it has like 300 meters of water resistance. So,
in case I go deep sea diving, I'm gonna need my Longines to know what diving.
Well,
I love
the dive
it.
watches actually, real quick, tell you how much time you have left before you have to go back up to the surface.
I know you need a watch. Absolutely,
Yeah,
you actually do need it. Any more questions from you, Dre? You like you in the supermarket? Where you at?
No, I'm actually in the store, corner store.
Okay. Any more questions? We're gonna drop you down. Go ahead, Tissot. Thank you, RM, with the Tissot. She put it in the chat. Thank you.
Clutch. There you go.
She on point.
I see. All right.
Awesome. Any final questions from you, Dre?
Yeah. How many watches do you own, Mr. NeedsWatches?
You gonna get in his house? Come on.
15, 16, something like that.
16?
16, I think. Yeah.
Okay. How many do you recommend that like somebody start out with?
3.
Well, I guess it depends on your budget, right?
Depends on your budget. Like there are people that have one watch collections. They buy a Rolex and that's it.
No.
Right.
31, 32.
But I would say 3 is a good start. 2
Yeah.
or 3. Yeah, I mean, get a dress watch and get a sports watch. You're done.
Dress up, and then like a one to
and
wear
then
regular.
One for casual. You're done.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
You won't be done when you start wearing them, but yeah, that's a good start.
Cool. Well, Dre, I know you in the store. Thank you for coming up. Appreciate you. All right. See you soon, bro. Thank you. Drake shopping and getting his watches on at the same time. I love it. Thank you for participating. One more question. What about Paul Rich watch? Paul
Rich. I have not heard of that.
I know Rich Paul. I don't know who Paul Rich.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about this community. I mean, I don't know everything, right?
Yeah.
So I always get homework, which is great. So I can, broaden my horizons. But I have not actually heard of Paul Rich.
Okay.
So I'll check that out.
You guys are introducing him to watches. I love it.
Yeah.
We don't know that brand yet. Thank you. Who was that told me that? The Black Seinfeld. Thank you. Tam says I'm going to pick up a watch today. Okay. According to Pocket Watch with JT, he would say only make the purchase after you have the emergency fund and debt. This is what we just learned. So y'all don't go crazy on this. But I want to thank NeedsWatches. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Luxury brands and mate selection. Know what's on your potential. What did they say? Let's start vetting from the watches. Know what's on your potential's wrist. So that way you can already understand what you're working with. And I think it also helps, again, kind of set you apart, conversation starter. And I realize this is like a whole community. So there are people kind of in this know and people like me who sit on the outside and just kind of getting to know that this is a hobby as well as kind of like a passion for some. So if you want to know more, you know what to do. Check out my special guests web YouTube presence, NeedsWatches. So go check him out. And finally, I wanted to just let y'all know we're going live on Patreon today, 3:00. So for all those members of my Patreon community, I will see you at 3 for office hours. But yeah, NeedsWatches, any final comments from you, sir, before I let you go?
It was great being on the stream, Miss Suzette. I appreciate that. This has been a lot of fun. I guess my only message to everyone out there is like, look, we want to include everyone into the watch community. It's not like some other communities. You do get some snobs here and there, but forget about them. Like someone said in your chat, if you talk to a person who likes watches, be prepared to talk for hours. We want to bring everybody in. Come on in. And there's a watch for everyone. Honestly, there is. Whether your budget's $100 or $10,000, we can find something to make it work. So
apparently, ladies, we're going to have to buy male watches so they can go up in value.
Yeah.
First Gen Corp, what's up? Talking about ninja watching. Listen, I hope this helps somebody. Introduces someone to, this whole new horizon of watch ownership and how, the community is known as the Watch Fam.
Yep,
okay?
The Watch Fam, yeah. Oh, Saber, there you go. That's Saber, one of my subscribers.
Saber, welcome.
Yeah, we had Joe Sylvia in here. I saw a couple people pop in.
Oh, the people came over. They're called Watch Fam?
Yeah, that's the Watch Fam, yeah.
Okay, so big up all those from the Watch fam who came over to support NeedsWatches. Thank you guys coming through. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, NeedsWatches. Thank you so much for enlightening us on this whole new industry. And for people, it's not new, but for me, but for those of us who are not really as yes, he's a friendly snob. Ace, that's not nice. Be good.
It is what it is. Look, stop buying those Michael Kors watches. That's all I'm really like. Really, I'm just trying to get people to stop wasting their money.
Stop buying Michael Kors.
Because they're gonna fall apart. They're gonna stop working. You're gonna take it to the store and they're gonna be like, I can't. What are you gonna do with this?
He's great at branding, though. That's why people people keep going out. Shout out to the Watch fam. Appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. They're saying great show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Yes, support. Go over to NeedsWatches, y'all. Check him out. Something new you will learn, and I'm going to do the same. I got to do some homework. Salute, Jill. Thank you again for supporting the stream. Mr. Blackwell, thank you so much. Patreon, stop by at 3. NeedsWatches, thank you again for being here, and I appreciate you. Welcome anytime. All right, my brother.
Thank you so much.
See you soon. Thank you so much. NeedsWatches in the building again. We got a wonderful lineup for y'all next week. Check us out Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. How to be a high value man. What does it really take to be a high value man? From Tobias the Traveler. He has watched from the beginnings of Kevin Samuel. He's told me he's watched almost all the videos he did over that 3-year period. Rest in peace, Mr. Samuels, where he talked to men. So a lot of hay has been made about what Kevin Samuels has been saying to women over the last several years, but he started by talking to men. So we're going to talk about what does it mean to be, how to become a high value man with Tobias the Traveler on Tuesday. No, it's Memorial Day Monday, y'all, no show. But Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday, Mr. Frank Gooden will be on talking about how to find real love. He thinks he has a formula, y'all. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to have Frank up. And he's going to test his theory of questions live on the show so we can understand what it is we really need to be dating and looking for instead of being on the carousel. Some of y'all want to be on the carousel, though. But I'm not going to call you out. But nonetheless, we got some good shows coming up Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, several Mondays as well. Shout out to Uncle Stu will be on. Thank you. I'm looking at the shows in my mind, but you guys know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Go over to YouTube if you're watching on Facebook. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when I'm going live. But I'll see y'all Patreon members at 3. Can't wait. Big up yourselves, everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for making this a fantastic conversation on this beautiful Saturday. I hope you guys have a safe and enjoyable Memorial, and I'll see you Tuesday. We partying out here on Monday, barbecuing. But you know your girl got to get in on a long weekend. So anyway, love you. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. All right. Yes. Get off the carousel, sis. RM. Stop playing with people, right? If you ain't really ready, stop playing with people. But we're going to talk about it on Thursday. All right, upcoming shows, again, Becoming a High Value Man. Thank you, Sunbreeze. And How to Find Real Love. The formula. The formula will be Thursday. I can't wait for Frank. He's a professor, y'all, to come in and do some teaching. He's such an academic. Even when we were prepping, I was like, Frank, really? We don't have to go that deep. Just give them the questions and they can write it down where they had. But can't wait for those two gentlemen for the first time, Tobias the Traveler, Frank Gooden, big up yourself, and big up NeedsWatches. Fantastic job today, guys. Again, check out his channel. Support the stream. Thank you, everybody who gave the super chat. There's a Cash App. Y'all always ask me for it. So if you want to support my content, appreciate y'all. But big up all my Patreon members. I'll see y'all at 3. Have a great Memorial Day. Take care, guys. Bye now. Thanks for watching.